Gamers! So the leaks for the next pack in Master Duel have dropped. Huge shout out as always to Master Duel Meta and Decade for just, having this amazing website and providing us with leaks, letting us know all this stuff. I really appreciate it. It makes making content a lot easier. And I'm super excited for this next set because we're finally getting the NATURIA support. Now, there are other things to talk about in here. And I actually, we're getting the Ghoti support. That's confirmed, right? We're getting the Ghoti. You can also pronounce that as fish. I'm going to say Ghoti. I know a lot of people are going to go, well, actually, it's fish, but yeah, whatever. I'm going to say Ghoti. Obviously, Rogue, not going to be competitive, really. But they are pretty cool. They can set up really cool effects on your opponent's turn because they can synchro on your opponent's turn. And not this card here, but where's the, yeah, this one. Ghoti of the Deep Beyond is pretty sick. You guys can't read the effect because of the way my camera is set up. The original attack of this card becomes 500, the number of banished monsters, whatever. But if this card is synchro summoned during your opponent's turn, banish all cards on the field. So this is literally wiping your opponent's entire board, and you can set up a way that you can actually synchro summon this on your opponent's turn and just wipe the entire field. Obviously it's not going to be the most competitive deck or anything, but the whole playstyle of Ghoti is quite nice. The reason I don't think Ghoti is going to be really competitive is because its best combos are basically 2-card combos where you want a Cola Silence as well as a Paces to really set up everything. And Paces is the quick effect that's going to synchro summon on your opponent's turn. It's sadly not going to be the best, still playable for sure. And in a best of one format, you could probably surprise some people with it. But still, really, really cool deck. I'm looking forward to seeing it. What I'm really, really, really excited about is this stuff right here. The reason I've been holding on to those runick cards is because I really, really wanted to play this deck. And I know a lot of people don't like this deck's playstyle. Me personally, I think it's a really, really cool deck. And I know people hate runick. It made a really bad first impression because it dropped with that runick stun list that everyone hated. And it was absolutely busted and bad for the game. But I think that's just an issue of floodgates in a best of one format. Whereas NATURIA runick is more of a mid-rangey kind of combo deck, with a control combo deck kind of. It's really, really cool. Basically, Mole Cricket alone, just Mole Cricket, is a NATURIA Beast plus 2 monster negates. What you can do is you can go quick effect, tribute itself to special summon a Camellia from your deck. Then Camellia can send to the grave the NATURIA Trap, which is going to search a NATURIA card from your deck. The card you'll search is NATURIA Blessing. This card is really, really versatile. This card can special summon a NATURIA from your grave. It's a flash spell. It can also synchro summon during your opponent's turn, or it can fusion summon during your opponent's turn. Most of the time, you'll be using this as a monster reborn, so you can activate this to bring back your Mole Cricket from the grave. Mole Cricket plus Camellia makes a NATURIA Beast. So you go into NATURIA Beast, and then you can trigger Mole Cricket's second effect to special summon it from the grave. As you notice here, its tribute effect to special summon from deck is a quick effect. And if your opponent controls a monster with the highest attack on the field, which is pretty easy to get since you'll be passing on a NATURIA Beast, well, you can activate this effect and special summon 2 monsters from your deck. So what do you special summon with this? Well, you can special summon a Camellia, and we don't see it in here, but there's another NATURIA monster, NATURIA Sunflower, which is a monster negate where you tribute itself and another NATURIA monster to negate a monster effect and destroy it. But Camellia actually has a passive effect that replaces the cost once per turn for just milling 2 cards from the top of your deck. So you actually get to negate a monster by milling 2 cards from the top of your deck. Then you get to just do the regular one, which is to tribute the Camellia and the Sunflower to do a monster negate and pop. So you get 2 monster negates plus a NATURIA Beast if your opponent summons something with more attack than NATURIA Beast. Otherwise, I mean, there's still other good plays that you can do with it. So yeah, I'm just really, really excited for it. And the runick card just works so well with this deck. They set up low attack monsters, so you're pretty much guaranteed to be able to go NATURIA Mole Cricket. There's just so many cool things you can do with it. And that's just that was just a combo off of just Mole Cricket. I can't wait to play with this deck and show you guys what it can do. It can play with shufflers. It gets some advantage off of millers because the trap is broken, and literally it has the graveyard effect of Solic, except it's not once per turn. So you can search more than once per turn with the trap in the graveyard. So it's really, really crazy. I am so excited for this deck to come out. I really can't wait. We're definitely going to be making multiple videos on NATURIAs because I'm so happy to see this deck finally coming to the game. Kind of weird that they didn't put it in literally the box with the word nature in it from a couple weeks ago, but whatever. That was a tier box, I guess, but yeah, no, I'm really excited for this. There's other stuff in here that like I'm not as interested in, like Stardust Worm. This is like for those Synchron players, you know, you guys are getting some support. I know there's some people that like Synchron. I'm not a huge fan of Synchron. I'm not a fan of that deck's playstyle in general, so it's not really for me. I do think there's some cool cards in here though. Like I think Assault Synchron is really cool. It's just a really solid tuner. During your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand, then take 700 damage. So just like always, you can just special summon this level 2 Synchro, which is quite good. Honestly, like the one thing is it can't be used like for link summons, so it's not like you could use this in Sprite just as a free level 2, so keep that in mind here. But if summoned this way, you can't special summon, yeah, you can't special summon anything else in Synchros while this monster is on the field. If a face-up dragon Synchro monster you control is tributed or banished, you can banish this card from your grave, target one of those monsters, special summon it. So that's actually really good because you can use it to go into Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon. And can I get a way to, okay, there we go. If this card is Synchro summoned, special summon one level 2 tuner from your graveyard. During the main phase, quick effect, you can tribute this card, special summon one Stardust Dragon from your extra deck. So when you tribute this card, you can trigger the graveyard effect of the Assault Synchron, or you can also just bring it back with the Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff you can do with this deck, and when you tribute this card, it'll special summon just a regular Stardust from your extra deck. So you just get a bunch of interesting setup for the Synchron deck. So people that like Synchrons, you guys are getting some cool stuff in here. Another really cool card that I like to talk about is World Sea Dragon Zealantis. Now, I don't know if this card made much of a splash in TCG. This card is really cool for those like weirdo like Saryuya combo decks that have a lot of not once per turn effects on summon, because basically it'll banish everything from the field and then returns to the field in face up or face down defense position. So basically it's a way to clear the board and reignite all the effects that are not once per turn. It's a link 4 that you can actually make by just tagging out, like you can make it over just a single link 4 monster, so you can make it right on top of a Saryuya. So it's really interesting. It's definitely weird, but still really cool card, really neat effect. Other than that, I mean, some of these cards on here are not worth talking about, like Mimesis Elephant, like whatever. The field spell for the Ghoti is basically a searcher. So like you type, I think typically you have like 9 or 10 access to your paces. Like I know I was talking a little bit of shit about Ghoti, but it's not like the most inconsistent deck ever. It's just gonna be like, it's still just gonna be like a rogue deck, you know what I mean? There's also some support in here that might be playable like in Umi control, like Infernal Queen Salmon is kind of cool. If this card's normal special summon, you can special summon one fish normal monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So you know, like that's any fish from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Pretty crazy. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, special summon any number of Vile Spawn summons. So that's whatever, right? And it's a level 5, so it's not the best thing ever. But the thing is, like when you're playing Umi control, at least you get to like summon this. Like it's like an extra copy almost of Kairyushin. So like you could run just a bunch of the field spell. If you have the field spell, you can just normal summon this under the what is it? The field spell that changes your level to 4. I forget what it's called off the top of my head here. Legendary Ocean. That could be interesting. Maybe we'll see a resurgence in Umi control, but probably not when this box drops, because a lot of people are going to be on waters just to try this stuff out, right? And another card here, I mean, I remember people were worried about this card. I thought this card was super busted until I read it again, so let's talk about it real quick. This is Spellbound. It's a flash spell. All face-up monsters your opponent currently controls cannot be tributed or used as material for fusion, synchro, XCs, or link summon. Now, is this card good? Kind of. I feel like this card might see play in specifically like stun decks. Decks that want to stun the field as much as possible and stop your opponent from playing might want to play this. But the thing is, you have to keep in mind, this is only the cards that are currently face up on the field. So, and it's only until the end of this turn, right? So basically you have to go first, and then you have to set this card, and on your opponent's turn you have to wait until they have enough monsters where you're like at a point where you're like, okay, if I stop them from like link summoning more here, it's going to be good. Like this card is not bad by any means. It can shut down a link strategy pretty much completely, because you can like stop them mid combo or mid climb, and then they're like, okay, I needed to climb with these cards, you know what I mean? Especially like if you stop them from using a link monster they control to climb into another link monster, that might actually screw them over completely. So it's definitely not a bad card, but it's not as bad as you might think. Like it's not going to be everywhere. I really only see this being played in maybe like really weird stun decks, or just as a weird tech option, because people love to do that stuff in best of 1 formats. You know, you're just not prepared for it. So yeah, I wouldn't be worried too much. I do want to say, by the way, the artwork on this card, you guys can't see it very well, but the artwork on this card really reminds me of old Yu-Gi-Oh artwork. It's very creepy, very eerie. It's a really cool looking card, so I'm definitely gonna try it. I'm I'm guessing they're going to make this a UR because people are going to be like, oh my god, this card is so busted. But I don't think it's going to be as prevalent as you might expect on first reading. The first time I read this, I thought it was completely busted. But the more I thought about it, I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, this is not that bad. It's still a good card, but not that crazy. I didn't really see competitive play like that. Moray of Avarice is coming. This card is good in Ghoti. This is like a banish one fish, sea serpent, or aqua and draw 2. It's not bad. I mean, it's a draw 2. Hell, we could maybe run this in Sprite, huh? Is that crazy, right? Banish aqua, draw 2. Is that crazy? Am I dumb? Maybe I am. But anyway, look, that's about all I have to say for these cards. I'm not like the biggest synchro guy, and also like I want to get into more of these cards like more in depth once the box actually comes out. I especially just wanted to make this video because I'm so excited to finally get to build those Naturias. I really can't wait. As you guys know, Naturia Beast has been a bit of a fan favorite on the Master Duel Central channel. So anyway, I'm just really excited for it. Thank you guys for checking out the video. I want to know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for the Naturias? Are you guys excited for the Ghoti? Let me know in the comments if you plan on checking out this box. I thought it was going to be a shitty box because they love doing good box, bad box, good box, bad box. But because of the Naturias, I'm 100% super excited to jump into this box. I'm glad I have a lot of gems built up. I wonder what's going to be UR. Like, I'm guessing Mole Cricket or Camellia is definitely going to be a UR because those cards are amazing. Hopefully not both, but even if they do both, best believe I'm still building that shit, okay? I already have the Naturia Beast, I already have the Barkion. We're set. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Huge shout out, as always, to my Ultimate Conductor tier members. That would be Raptor Rapture, Bongerman for 20, Dad Dude Joey, as well as JQ the King, Hit or Miss JT, and B-Dubs. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for the support, as well as everyone supporting in the baby tier and the miss tier over on Twitch. You who's liking, commenting, subscribing, doing all that good stuff. You can get the hat, link in the description. Master Duel Central t-shirt also. Okay, I'm out of here. Peace.